Just want to start off with a joke to break the ice for myself. I feel like this is the longest, most uncomfortable, most anxiety-ridden performance evaluation of my life. Here tonight are all of my bosses, our board president at TASA, so I feel like I have a lot to just go by. So please, just know, got me on a year contract. Not going anywhere. Hakarat HaTov, a Jewish term meaning recognizing the good, a term that we should truly live by. To me, it means taking the bad and finding the good in a situation. But what happens when it's so hard to just find your light and a source of good? You have to dig deep down and find your purpose and find your light. This is a story about finding light and finding a purpose through a story that some may find difficult. This is my story. There was a time not so long ago where I used to live by the minutes and seconds of the clock, wondering if I could just even make it to a half hour. Lila Gavy Shapiro was born on January 22nd, 2020, right before the pandemic. She is a child so special that she was blessed with a rare disease that affects 1 in 10,000 children. She has a deviation in an enzyme in her liver, which is affected by the Ashkenazi Jewish genetic disorder called glycogen storage disease. This disease makes it so that she is severely hypoglycemic, needing to be fed 24 hours a day. Yes, it's a lot of feeding. There was a time where we spent over a month in the NICU with Lila, and I was trying to find my purpose and my light in my story. Sorry, guys. I tried to find the purpose and light in this story, and I found that through all the doctors telling us what we could expect for the rest of our lives, my husband and I came up with a saying. We always say that we were chosen to be Lila's parents because we are strong and able to care. Glycogen storage disease means that I need to feed Lila uncooked cornstarch along with routine glucose checks. Oh, man. It's a very personal, very touching story to me, where I need to do glucose checks around the clock for Lila. There used to be a time where we fed every 30 minutes, where to now we are feeding every 4 to 5 hours. There are times where we fight so hard to keep Lila's glucose levels in check that she actually ends up in the hospital hooked up to an IV. So you might be asking and questioning yourself, Gavy, where is the light in this story? And I'll tell you this. If you have yet to meet Lila, you are truly missing out on the most amazing, inspiring child. She is the light in the story. She shows that even though she is different, she lives her life unapologetically unafraid and unequivocally unique. At the age of 2, Lila has endured more in her lifetime than most adults would. She goes to routine doctor's appointments, lab work once a month. She's been told that she will not ever be able to attend school without a registered nurse. She's been told that she doesn't belong, or even in the middle of an HEB feed, that this feeding tube was disgusting and should be hidden. I felt, yes, it's true. I felt that my purpose was becoming an advocate for those like Lila. In 2006, I graduated high school probably by the skin of my teeth. What was supposed to be an IEP telling teachers what they needed to do to help me in my classroom. Instead, what it did was create an insecure, anxious, troubled teenager, one that acted out. I felt like my ADHD defined me. I had no teacher that I could turn to that would actually listen. Instead, what they did was they kicked me out of their classes, they ignored me, or they let me suffer in silence. This is a true story. Thinking I could go to a 4-year college was an expensive mistake. Just ask my parents' checkbooks. They're probably sitting right there laughing about this now. I felt so defined by this disorder that I had to quickly find my purpose in becoming a successful adult in society. After long years of trials and tribulations, I felt it was best to become a teacher that actually took the time to listen. After 10 plus years in education, I have met with countless parents, helped prepare them, made them realize that this will not define their children, but actually help them. It also by educating these kids, has also made me not only their teacher, but a teacher advocate, one that I truly wish that I had when I was in school. So where do these two stories connect? Well, this is my life. I'm an educator who's willing to help, but I'm also a mom struggling to make sure that my daughter doesn't get lost in the system as well. What's amazing is that Lila has been at GON for a year and a half now. I come in every single day during lunchtime. I feed her through her G-tube. Her friends say, "Hi, Lila's mommy," as if this is the most normal thing in the world. But to them, it is. Lila's friends in GON are showing that they understand and accept Lila through all of her trials and tribulations. They are showing the mitzvot of accepting those that are different from them. We always say that Lila's glycogen storage disease does not define her. Her feeding tube gives her a little bit extra, does not define her. Kids with disorders and disabilities does not define them as long as we don't let it. We have a job as parents, teachers, friends, educators, and grandparents to make sure that we are not defining our children by their disabilities and disorders. My hope is that one day Lila will be able to stand up here in 15 years from now at the TENTalks, so please make sure that you remember this right now, that Lila will stand up here and be able to tell you her story as she grows and overcomes her challenges. She's gonna have good days, she's gonna have bad days, but the bad days are what make us stronger for Lila. So Lila's name in Hebrew means night, and with night comes darkness. And Lila is the light in the story that expels all the darkness. Thank you.